is up, everybody? This is Birdman here with the Gridiron Football League. We're going to bring you just a little tip here today to just kind of give you some insight on reading defenses. So, the first thing we're going to do today, we're going to talk about the cover three. That tends to be virtually everybody's go-to defense. There's so many variations of the cover three here. And we're going to look at just a couple of them here with the Green Bay Packers and kind of what to look for here. So obviously you've got your pre-snap read here. So the easiest thing, or easiest way I should say to tell a cover three is you look at the deep safety and then the corners who are sitting at about 8 yards off. So that's one telltale sign of a cover three defense. You got the strong safety who is up, lined up, not quite face up over our slot receiver to the right here. Now, normally your good defensive players, they know that that's a giveaway. So they're going to try to give you a different look. And a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to either base a line, or if they're in, say, like a cover two man, or maybe cover four, cover six, they're going to line up in a show blitz to make it look like it's a cover three. But one thing to keep in mind is, and we'll look at the differences of the alignment here. When you do just base a line, you still see your corners still sitting at about 8 yards deep, facing in. Why are they facing in? Well, they know that they're going to be deepest the deepest man, and they're going to be watching the quarterback and trying to read your eyes as far as where you're going to go with the ball. So again, another good defender might know that and bring up his corners there. So now we look like, at this point, we are in a cover two man type of setup. That's exactly what cover two man looks like. So we have a disguised cover three defense. So what do you key on when you run this play? So right now I have drawn up a flood play, and I'll show you why. The flood, in this case, is a shotgun strong flood. I like the flood play because it makes, one, the corner on the right, he has to go with Kevin White. He's got to stay with his responsibility, and that is deep as the deepest man on the right side of that field. So what you're now doing is, because in a cover three, the linebacker has got a hook zone. So he's got that yellow zone in between the hash and the numbers. But you've also got the safety who's going to be coming up usually in the flat and or deep kind of hook zones there. Sometimes it's either in the light blue or it's going to be in the purple. So let's run this play, and then we'll go in the instant replay and we'll take a look to see what happens. Alright, so I hit my tight end out in the flat, and I got about 12, 15 yards. So let's take a look at our instant replay. So like I said, we are in what looks to be a cover two man by Green Bay. Now, one other thing that you can kind of tell that it's not cover two man is we got number 19, Eddie Royal, out here in the slot to the right. He's uncovered. So that right there can give you that sign of, hey, this probably isn't man coverage. Not all the time, but it gives you a good idea. So let's go to our focus area here. And your focus area as a quarterback is going to revolve around not 97 there, but those four men. So what you're looking for really at this point is you're looking at the safeties. You want to watch how the safeties roll. So in this case, the play that we had drawn up for Green Bay was the cover three sky. Now you have 21 out, your free safety. He is going to pop his hip, and he is going to take those shuffles back to the middle of the field. You're also going to catch in your same peripheral vision one of our Mike backers, 47, how he drifts back as well. As soon as you see that, These two guys right here, that is your cover 3 look. Now, after that, you want to pick up, at least in our flood play here, we want to pick up what our strong safety and our linebacker is doing over here. Now, our strong safety, he is actually in a light blue coverage. And our linebacker is in more of that yellow hook zone. What happens with the strong flood is Eddie Royal, since he's running that kind of mid-range out pattern there, he is actually taking up both of those defenders. And that leaves wide open your short flat zone. Every time. And the reason why is when it comes to defensive responsibilities, number 58 and 42, their responsibilities are to not get beat in their first coverage area. And Eddie Royal is right there occupying both of them. And your corner, he has no choice but to run with Kevin White on that streak route. And that leaves our tight end, Zach Miller, wide open for about a 10-yard gain every single time. So let's go back and let's run that play again. So let's go through kind of the same setup here. We're going to base the line. We're going to bring our corners up. And a lot of times, most of your good players, they're going to do those adjustments as you're coming up to the line. So you're not really even going to be able to see that they are originally in that 3 deep type of setup here. So let's go ahead and run the play again. Eddie Royal occupies the linebacker and the safety, and Zach Miller is wide open. Now, let's go into different 3-4 play. Let's see here. Let's find. Oh, looks like we are in 3-4 sky the entire play. So let me back out of here. Let me choose a new play. Go into our cover 3 here. So you see the cover 3 sky right there, the 3-4 odd. That is what we were in for Green Bay just a little bit ago. Now you'll notice one thing with Madden is they've actually added a bunch of different cover 3 formations this year. So let's go to the cover 3 hard flat. That is going to be out of the same formation, the same 3-4 odd that we were just in. And let me get into. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the same exact play, the gun wide trips, halfback weak, strong flood. So this was the same play that we just ran. So again, most part, same setup, but now you look at the strong safety is out a little bit closer over the slot. So let's go ahead and do our baseline, and let's bring our corners up. We'll give you that cover 2 man type of look, more like a cover 2 zone type of look here. So we're still in our strong flood. Now let's take a look at what happens with that hard flat zone on the cover 3. So you notice right there the difference. Let's go back to our instant replay, and let's look at our first key. We're going to look at our middle linebacker on the weak side there, and our free safety. They do that same movement. The pop hips to the middle, and then 47 pops his hips and gets into his hook zone. You remember the difference between the cover 3 sky and our hard flat here. Our strong safety now is not in that purple zone anymore. He is now in that light blue, 5-yard area over to the right there, covering exactly where Zach Miller is going to be. And you got 58, the other middle linebacker. He is still in his yellow hook zone. So when you watch that play, you notice immediately how much faster 42 runs to the numbers. He is trying to cut down that distance of the flat zone. And really, what he's reading is he's reading the tight end release. He's reading the tight end release right there. But if you look at this setup here, you see this wide open green area right in here. And that's exactly where Eddie Royal is going to. Eddie Royal is just a tad too quick for that linebacker when he makes that cut. Now keep in mind, some linebackers, like a Luke Kuechly type, he could possibly make that play. So you got to lead that pass out there a little bit more, and I probably could have waited just a tad for Kevin White to get a little bit further downfield and then hit Eddie Royal more closer to the sideline here and get a possession catch. But you get the idea. That is your open spot right there. Now, if for whatever reason, if that is covered, depending on who you have coming on this backside, which I got Alshon Jeffrey, 90 speed, I believe, in the roster here, decent acceleration. But if you got a faster receiver, a Julio Jones or a Antonio Brown coming across here, they are going to be able to, as soon as they hit here, they're going to beat that middle linebacker. So you have now this area right here, in between the hash and the numbers, that's wide open on that backside drag. Now, granted, your offensive line, you're going to need to be able to have some protection in order to sit in the pocket that long. So to kind of recap here, you want to make sure that you're watching your keys, which your key is going to be first, your safeties. Watch the safeties and watch where they go. If you see the two middle linebackers, in this case in a 3-4, pop their hips and go opposite directions as you see that rotation of the safeties, dead giveaway, cover 3. And my favorite play to hit out to beat out the cover 3 is the strong flood, because you're basically making the defense pick which one they're going to give you. Are they going to give you the flat route? Are they going to cover that? Are they going to give you the out route? Or are they going to give you the backside drag? Now, also keep in mind, if you've got a stud receiver sitting out here on a weaker corner, once you get about 20 yards downfield, you got one-on-one, that's an option for you as well. So the strong flood, in my opinion, is probably one of the best plays to run against a cover 3, and I would totally, if you're going up against somebody that runs a lot of cover 3, especially if they're starting to do a lot of tendencies of going on first or second down, hit them with this play right here. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe to it. You're going to see more of these kind of videos. I hope this is going to help some of you guys out, whether you're in the Gridiron Football League or potentially looking at joining. This is the type of stuff that we're looking at doing this year to kind of up the game of all of our members. So if you guys have any questions, comments, hit us up. Let us know. Subscribe to us, like us, follow us, do what you got to do, and we'll see you next time.